Hey guys, so I just finished up sanding in the 23-foot Hourston, and I just want to give you guys a peek at what I discovered here and how it turned out. So here we go. Didn't turn out too bad. Whoever redone this, for one, didn't take the back transom down to the original. So what you see in certain places is a little bit of wood grain or a little bit of wood still remaining underneath a layer of glass that the person put on afterwards. So he didn't really scrape it down or grind it down to bring it right down to the original, and as a result you'll see a little bit of wood in through it. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. There were some areas, as you see right here, there were some areas I just took right down because it wasn't laminated well. It was flaking off and really white in color, similar to what's here, even worse than what's here. So I might have to take this down just a little bit more. But all in all, the back turned out pretty good. Here's another example of where the wood remained over the lamination that whoever done the work on this as a redo. Corners, still get a little bit left to do in the corners. Clean those up, get ready for the plywood, and yeah, that's about it. So just to give you an idea how thick or how much I had to take down, the original versus, there's probably a 1/4 inch right there. This is where one stringer was. Just following the chine all the way down, and then keep coming down. That's where you're getting the multi-layers right there, and then this stuff is just a mess. Just a mess, whatever they've done here. So there's quite a bit of grinding, quite a bit of work to it to get it prepped for the plywood. Now when I redo the plywood, I think I'm going to put one layer of 1/2 inch first of all on the transom, and then 2 layers of 3/4 ply, all marine grade of course. Just because there is a natural bow to the transom. It actually wraps just a little bit. I'll show you later perhaps, and I want to maintain that. I didn't want to disform the transom at all, so I wanted to maintain the shape, the original shape to this boat. So with that being said, the 1/2 inch has a little bit more flex and give than the 3/4 plywood, so that's why I think I'm going to do 1/2 inch first and then 2 layers of 3/4. The 1/2 inch will give me some structure, give me some stiffness, so I can really push on the 3/4 inch when I get that ready to lay up and stuff. Again, this is the port side. In the corners I got still a little bit of grinding to do, clean that up. You'll see some hollow spots, and I got to clean those up. And what I'm thinking about doing right along all the seams is actually put a fillet, some epoxy with some chopped strand or some strand fiberglass, and mix up a butternut mixture and just do all the seams all over again. I'm going to have to build up some of the areas that I showed you over here. I'm gonna, I don't know, put a couple of layers of fiberglass to bring it out, and maybe go over the whole thing, skim coat the whole thing, perhaps with a layer of epoxy, just to get it as flat as possible. So when I put the 1/2 inch plywood on, that it's all going to fill in all the voids and be a nice good nice lamination happening. So existing, again, it's just brutal how thick some of this stuff was put on. I don't know if the original boat was painted gray. I have no idea. I have no idea. Doesn't really matter, but it's all coming out. There's some cloth and stuff built up where the stringer was. That's the stringer right here. It was going down there. Again, it's a lot of material just to dig out and grind away at. This is the second day. It's Sunday here right now, and I just spent a couple hours just finishing up so I can get this video up. Taking off for work tomorrow, so it'll probably be next weekend before I get a chance to get at the boat again. Yeah, down here in the bilge area was pretty thick as well. So all in all, it's coming pretty nicely. Some guy asked me actually if the keel was in good shape, and initially I thought yes, and it is. The wood is solid, but it's delaminating. Okay, it's delaminating the whole thing. So with that being said, it's a little bit dark there, but I don't think it's too bad actually. Yeah, no, it's not bad. It's just a little bit wet. So I'm going to have to relaminate this, get it exposed, and dry it out, and laminate it again. I don't think it's bad enough that it's not even yeah, you can feel the wetness, the dampness of the wood. You can feel the dampness. Yeah, the joys. But anyway, that's a little peek at what I've done so far. Like I say, I'm almost ready to get the transom plywood back on. I have the corners to clean up a little bit. Put a little bit of epoxy in the corners, a little bit more sanding, not a whole bunch, and then I think we'll be good to go. So anyway, guys, it's a lot of work. It's fun though. It'll be rewarding once it's all done. It'll be rewarding. Maybe this is a reason why some guys say the Hourstons are stern heavy. I don't know. Perhaps some of the boats were redone over the years, and there's just, like mine, layer after layer after layer of epoxy, and you know, some cloth, some epoxy. But I can totally see how some of these boats are, after they've been redone, are definitely heavier than when they come into the factory, for sure. As far as thickness of the hull, I would say that on the average it's probably about 3/8 of an inch right here. I haven't measured it. I'll gauge it one of these days. It's about 3/8 here, and well, about a ½ inch down here, I guess, and maybe about 3/8 or a good heavy quarter up there. So yeah, so that's about the thickness of the hull when they originally laid it up. But anyway, we will yeah, we'll talk at you guys later, and next weekend hopefully I get a chance to do some more on it, and perhaps throw another video up. Maybe I'll be ready to put the plywood on the transom and go from there. So until then, have a good week, guys. Ciao.